Okay, for hot cross buns, make sure you have your saxophone put together like you saw in the videos and everything is set up. When you go to hold the saxophone, again, your bottom hand, your right hand on the bottom, the thumb goes under the hook, and your first three fingers will go on these three pearl keys. First one, second one, third one, or 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and keep those squeezed. Be careful you're not bumping into these side keys because they open up the extra pads and they mess up your note. So curve your hand like you're holding a cup. Thumb under, and then 1, 2, 3, not pass, just fingertip and curve. The other hand's a little more difficult. On the back, you'll see where the thumb rest is for your thumb to go, and then off to the side's an octave key. You're going to hit that a lot on the saxophone. We're going to play hot cross buns, and all the notes are going to use it except for one. When you don't use it, you just rock your thumb off. It still pushes here, it just rocks off. So we're going to start with it on the octave key. Then you have more buttons than you have, or more keys than you have fingers. We're going to use 3 fingers, and it's going to be a 1, 2, 3. Again, we'll start at the bottom. 3, 2, and now I have 3 keys for the other one. There's a little tiny small one we're going to skip, and then the first finger goes there. We're not going to go up to the highest keys. See, that could be a pearl, it could be silver, it could be gold, it could be a teardrop, it's bubbly. We don't hit that one. So you skip the top one, and you skip the little one. So from the bottom up is 3, 2, skip to that one. So if you have everything pushed together, 1, 2, 3, octave key, and 1, 2, 3, that is a D. Let's try and play the D. Remember, bite your bottom lip, saxophone in, and let's try that D. Let's try that again. If it's too low sounding, hard to play, that means you're not firm enough. Make sure you're firm in your muscles, sour, point your chin. Try that D again. Once you have that D, we're going to keep our muscles tight. We're going to go higher from a D up to an E. So again, D is all your fingers but pinkies. E is one note higher, so we lift up our third finger on our bottom hand. So it's 1 and 2. Let's try the E. Nice and tight. Ready? Come. Really sour muscles. If you don't have your octave key on, it will sound like this. Make sure you have your octave key button pushed in the back. And no side keys or it'll go. Make sure nothing sides. So let's try E, D. Let's do that together. Again, it will be E, D. 1, 2, ready, and. That's the first 2 notes of hot cross buns. The next note is C. We will not use these fingers. Don't take them out here. Keep them floating above the keys, but not pushing them down. And our top hand, we're only going to use the second one, the middle finger. The other ones are going to be up. This is a tricky note, but it's a very important note. And then, of course, no octave. We're going to take it off. So D was all your fingers and your octave. E, D, and then C is just the second and no octave. Let's try that C. 1, 2, ready, C. Let me hear that again. Ready, go. Back to the D. Every finger, all of them but pinkies. Octave 2. Ready, D. Back to the C. Only the middle and no octave. Ready, C. Ready, D. Now let's try D, C. So again, octave key on, D, then C with no octave key. Let's try that. Got your fingers set for D, 2, ready, and. Now we're going to try all 3 notes. Do you remember the first one? We have E is our highest, E, then D, then C. Again, it's what? E, D, C. And remember, the octave key is pushed on all the notes except for the C. Let's try that. Starts on E. Go E, D, and then C. 2, ready, go. That's the first 2 measures of hot cross buns. Now we're going to do it again for the next 2 measures of hot cross buns. Here we go, E, ready, go. Now for the rest of hot cross buns, we're going to play 4 C's, C, 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 then 4 D's, D, 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 D. Let's try that. 4 C's, 4 D's. Try to do that tonguing. 2, ready, C. And then the song ends with the same 3 notes it started. E, D, C. Let's try it. Here's our E. Octave key on. Ready, play. Let's try the whole song. Hopefully you printed out the piece of music that has it and you can have it in front of you and it shows you the fingerings and shows you the notes. Starts on E. Here we go. Hot cross buns. 2, ready, play. Again, back to E. 4 C's, then D. Hopefully you did okay, but don't worry if it didn't sound great. It usually doesn't in the beginning. Just start the video over and keep trying. Good luck.